ultimate up, and she successfully gets a kill or an assist during that duration, her ulti resets. She gets to go over and over again with increased defenses, increased attack as well, increased movement speed, and that's a very scary notion for the likes of RRQ, because when you have to deal with a butterfly on your own, she essentially is the best candidate for a 1v5 situation for butterfly. So I have my eyes on Musang.
Yep, again, obviously going for the flashy jungle. He's clearly been listening to the English broadcast. Musang King, if you're watching, thank you, sir. We are big fans. Thank you for the flashy jungle heroes that I've been begging for since day one. But yes, again, like you said, if you could see my face, it was, my mouth was in a oval shape. I lost color in my face as well. I was kind of just like, that. I feel sick. But anyway, we are seeing the Brazilian skin for the Mayin come through as well, so a little bit of a shout out to the Brazilian region there on the Mayin skin. Well played by LGD, but I like the fact that they've gone for the Dong Huang. I was really wondering when this pick was actually going to come through, and I think when they go for the butterfly, when they go for such like heavy engage close combat heroes like they've done on the side of LGD, I feel like the Dong Huang is where he is meant to be when it comes to that. Especially, they've not only just got the butterfly, they've got the Li Xin, they've also got the Fusu as well, so plenty. Oh, nice, first blood going over to RRQ by, so paying back a little bit dividends there, a little bit of revenge. Hello, RRQ still in it to win it.
Yep, the Indonesian representatives here looking to go for the 1v1, 1v2. Musang King, this is why everyone fears the butterfly. He's standing in front of Nightmare with the barrage of punches coming through, and he doesn't care.
Yeah, that is crazy. The fact that Dama was able to save the Jin, but then also get out herself. But here is one of the heroes. The Marco Polo combo sequence is that one ult and then two. The first skill to attack from a distance to add stacks to the enemy. Look for an opportunity to use your ultimate to deal a large amount of damage, and then use skill 2 to disengage from the fights. And you'll more than likely see it by RRQ. You will see him spinning around, in having the time of his life, and hopefully dealing a lot of damage to LGD before he has to escape and retreat out of that team fight. But that is a Marco Polo for those who are farm lane mains.
Yeah, Marco Polo at this point, yeah, I think it's a tough game for him to try, right? Because there's a lot of mobility coming out from the side of LGD Malaysia, and talking about mobility, gets caught by the Sage's Might, and that's the end. Musang King, this is the reset I'm talking about, and Xiang will complete the double kill in the bot lane. Look at the recalls. I think the recall button is a little bit faulty. They have to press it a couple of times to test, you know. And RRQ, they're starting to suffer at the hands of LGD already.
Yeah, Nightmare trying to put a bit of pressure here onto the Clash lane, so at least trying to get some of that macro pressure onto the side of LGD, since that team fight down into the bot lane didn't really go in their favor. But Bay may be getting picked off there, and it is the Chow getting the kill onto Jing, but Dharma is going in onto the likes of Z, taking down Fusi, but it is not enough. We see the LGD recall and respawn straight away with Xiang taking the kill onto Bay, and then potentially there was a fault there for Angela. We could have saw Angela fall, but it was a very good play by the side of RRQ, keeping the mid lane safe, and that's all they can really hope for, is just trying to nullify these aggressive plays on the side of LGD.
Gonna try for second contract committed. They want to commit it, and yes, they will, but it takes 3 ultimates to try and deal with him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at that recall from the Chow taking. It's a 2-1 trade. Double king for Musang King. He is no stranger to that double king graphic that pops upon the board every so often, and it seems more often than not for Musang King. He is the king of double kills. First Tyrant is taken down by LGD as well, so to complement straight away that double kill, they do get the first Tyrant of the game, which is only going to enhance that damage and the chain lightning from Fusu.
Yep, and it's a difficult position once again, RRQ. I think we both agree we like the draft, there is potential for it, but once again, Jia gets caught out, and it's going to be the Eye of the Whirlpool. The whole team is here!
Yes, the whole team has arrived. They have taken the Whirlpool Express on the side of LGD. Are they going to be able to claim some kills here up into the Clash lane? We are yet to be seen. The Chao has the teleport down, but it's not going to be enough. There is no need for that recall back now. We see the Li Xin is able to take the kill onto the Dong Huang, so trying to stop the butterfly right now is not a potential for RRQ within that Clash lane team fight.
Yep, and you can see them abusing the Sea of Fate already. Once again, LGD, we've already seen this gameplay by Team Secret. This time, LGD Malaysia gonna give us a glimpse of it. And it is just extremely irritating to deal with, right? If you're RRQ, you don't have anyone to kind of displace them, push them away from the Sea of Fate. You can only hope to deal burst damage and kill them before the Sea of Fate takes the members of LGD Malaysia home. And as it stands now, RRQ do not have the power to do that.
Not quite yet, but maybe they'll find some way. I mean, they're only behind by 2.7k gold, which is not a lot going into the 6-minute mark, but there we go. Siang straight onto Jia, taking the Marco Polo out of that team fight, just completely nulligated it. But then we see Nightmare fall, Bay fall as well. Another double kill for Musang King in that team fight. This guy just loves the double kill. When are we going to get a penta, kid? When are we going to get a penta? A penta selfie, as they do allude to on the Hello Kitty collab.
Well, Blam, be careful of what you ask for, because Musang King is playing Butterfly, the highest potential for a pentakill. Let's take a look at what this was.
No.
Sage's Might landed down onto Jester Ref, and at this point it was just pure confusion because the fight was split into three different positions. Xiang actually focusing on Jia, while the rest of them went for the lockdown onto the remaining members of RRQ. It's just chaos and confusion, and once again Sage's Might gonna be committed, but this time I think it's a little bit too far forward for the side of LGD Malaysia. Punish for a little bit of that over-aggression.
Yes, they definitely put their foot down there on the side of LGD. They did lose 1-for-1, but however, that Dong Huang is down. So again, I do repeat my same sentiments that trying to stop the butterfly without the Dong Huang is going to be a lot harder than with the Dong Huang, because again, that suppression coming through, being one of only 2 heroes in the entire game to have suppression, him and Liang. Are great counters for Butterfly, especially when they're being as aggressive like Musang King. Already having, what is it now, 3 double kills on the board? Yes, it is. He's 6-0, baby. He is not sure of those double kills. Again, straight onto RRQ by. Again, Jing is falling down. And we are having Nightmare on the run. Is he going to have a Nightmare himself? Fuzi is there trying to take the first tier turret as Mayin is battling 1v1 with the Dharma. Oh my days. LGD taking the first tier turret, but then he's just happy to leave Mayin to just tackle the Dharma on her own. She's like, yo, bro, I've got this. You just take that turret with the Vanguard. It's all gravy.
Yep, I mean, Nightmare really embodied his name there, because he thought he was going to be the Nightmare, and the tables were turned in an instant, and now they're going to try and defend. They need something here. They will commit the Forsaken contract. Vi gets the kill, but at this point, it's just a consolation prize, right? They will not. Oh, here we go. Musang King goes in for the rest of it. They will get the Fever Barrage just as a defensive measure, and that's something you don't want to see. Especially if you're playing on that Marco Polo, right? If you have to use it defensively, it's not a good position. It means you are very far behind in the game. And Musang King right now, it just strikes fear into the hearts of the RRQ boys, because he's so far. He's level 13. He's 2 levels ahead of everyone. 4 levels ahead of Jester F, the one person that was supposed to be able to control him.
Absolutely. The reason why this hero was banned in KIC Wildcard Qualifiers 2023, Butterfly being like 100% ban rate in that whole scene. But again, I do have to give props to RRQ. They have lasted longer than Game 1. So if there is any kind of sign of improvement, it is the fact that they have lasted longer than that 7 minutes and 39 seconds, which again is definitely no small feat against LGD. We are seeing a bit of an attack here on the Clash lane. Down goes the Clash lane second tier turret as well. Just RRQ trying to do everything within their utility to keep them off of those high ground turrets, because once those high ground turrets fall, it's just gonna get even harder for any sign of comeback for RRQ. Have we seen a match yet in Season 2 where it's gone all the way to the Crystal and they've managed to bring it back? No, but there is a history of it in Honor of Kings, so we're not going to call them out just yet. Hopefully, RRQ have something that they can do to bring back this goal difference and just throttle the butterfly right now. But again, Xiang is just not done. He is just waiting for that Jing to come out. Jing actually be able to escape. That is really good for the side of RRQ. They don't want their jungle to fall once again. Xiang probably having a bitter taste in his mouth, not knowing that he could get that kill. Futsu and Dao-chan here in the mid lane with Li Xin also is not looking good for RRQ. Sorry, there goes the higher ground turret on the side of RRQ. So that's down one. There is no more minion waves for now in the other respective lanes that still have a high ground turret. So for now, RRQ have a small amount of time to breathe and try and figure out something here to take down the beast that is LGD.
Yep, so they're gonna try and go for the Sage Might. Probably doesn't even need it at this point. Gonna be using the Sea of Fate to traverse back home. In the meantime, it is gonna be the Idle Whirlpool. They will bring it back. They do successfully get a consolation prize in the form of Zhong, but that is all they're gonna get because the base is going to be barren in a little bit. Top lane, bot lane, mid lane is being threatened at the same time. Zhe is just in the faces. He does not care. And here we go. It should be the end of the game. The dive is going to come in from the butterfly as well. Musang King playing with his food as well. Fever Barrage not going to be enough. There is no damage coming in from RRQ. And LGD are just too far ahead.
Too far ahead, and without a real support hero, the Fusi is down in the support lane. I don't know why. I've only just gathered that Li Xin is actually JR until that double kill came up, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. There's no range on this team, and the only one that is the range is the Chow in the mid lane, which is a crazy positioning to me. But this is LGD with their vast amount of knowledge within Honor of Kings, just showing that strats are not as black as white as the rest of the region seem to think, but they are popping off with what they got cooking here. Yes, it's not as clean as game one, but it's definitely working for LGD as they take the Shadow Overlord.
Now, I think you're missing something here, Blam. They do have a secondary long-range hero, and that's Musang King. When he uses his ultimate, he is long-range per se, and when he gets a reset, he is virtually a long-reaching arm. He's able to touch the backlines of RRQ as and when he pleases. And yeah, that will be the touch there. It is going to be a 1-for-1
1-for-1 trade, but it's not looking like it's going to settle there, is it, kid? We see RRQ take down the Futsu, but again, there is just Angela and Marco Polo just trying to keep that Crystal alive. They're able to take the minions down, though. There is no minion. There's one minion in that base. Is that going to be enough for LGD to take the victory of Game 2? We see Marco Polo trying to wipe out the minion, but it's not enough. LGD wiping and finishing day 2. Day 2 now recrowned as day 2-0, because that is it, guys. 2-0